Dear students, welcome back. This is English for grade 11. So last time we talked about the unit content and a few vocabulary items and the set book questions. It's about television watching habits. So in this episode, we will talk about the grammar and the language functions. So let's take a look at the grammar first. Phrasal verbs with get. A phrasal verb is made of two or more parts to act as one verb. For example, we have verb plus preposition, like look up, or verb plus adverb, like look after, and verb plus adverb plus preposition, like look forward to. So separately, these words have different meaning, but when combined, they join together to make a new meaning. And in this case, we will take and talk about get. First one. Get down to. It's a phrasal verb. It means to start doing something seriously. Get down to means to start doing something seriously. For example, it is time to get down to business. It is time to get down to business. So we have to start doing it seriously. Next, get behind with. Get behind with. It means to not make as much progress as others. To not make as much progress as others. For example, study regularly so you don't get behind with your studies, so you don't fall behind. Next, get on. It's a phrasal verb. It means to have good relationship with somebody. My father and uncle get on very well. For example, my father and uncle get on very well. Next, get over. It means to recover. For example, you should get enough sleep if you want to get over this illness. You should get enough sleep if you want to get over this illness. Next, get through. To be able to reach someone. It means to be able to reach someone. For example, I tried calling him but couldn't get through. I tried calling him but he couldn't get through, couldn't reach him. Next, get up. To wake up or stand after sitting. For example, I always get up feeling refreshed in the morning. I always get up feeling refreshed in the morning. So, these get with the position means have different meaning. So each one of them is different. So we have to pay attention to the sentence in order to find the right meaning. Let's take a look at the multiple choice. Choose the correct answer. I have to get blank early to go to school. So do I have to get on? Do I have to get up? Do I have to get off? Or get at? What do you think? Especially in the morning, what do you have to do? So this is a very basic information. It's easy, right? What do you think? Yeah? I can hear you in the back. It's get up. I have to get up early to go to school. So if we look at another example here, I tried to call him, but I couldn't get blank to him. So I couldn't get blank. So get down to, get over, get on, get through. What do you think? What does get down to means? Get over, get on, get through. Try to remember. So, I couldn't get through to him. Now let's take another example. You have to study hard so that you couldn't get your studies. So you have to study hard so that you don't get blank your studies. So what happens with your study if you don't catch up? You'll get behind with, you get though, you get up, you get down to. Yes, it's easy. It's get behind with. You have to study hard so that you don't get behind with your studies. Okay? Next question. Let's get blank business and start our work. Let's get blank business and start our work. So we have to start doing it seriously. It's get through, get behind, get down to, get on. What do you think? I just gave you a hint. It's easy. Think again. Yes, it's let's get down to business and start our work. Next, Muhammad and Ahmed are good friends. They get blank well. They are doing it well. So they have to be, is it over, behind with, up, or on? Remember the examples that we just talked about my father and uncle? What do? They get well. Yes, that's the correct answer. It's they get on well. So, from your workbook, page 56, example number 1, complete sentences with one of these phrasal verbs. It's exactly in your workbook. So open up your workbook on page 56, look at example number 1. You'll have the following: get behind with, get down to, get on, get over, get up, and get through. And let's take a look at the first example. I think there's something wrong with my phone. People say they've tried to phone me but couldn't blank. So again, they couldn't. So we talked about it earlier. What do you think? Is it get behind with, get down to, get on, get over, get up, or get through? Yes, that's the correct answer. Thank you. It's get through. I think there's something wrong with my phone. People say they've tried to phone me but couldn't get through. Next, if you don't do your homework, you will blank your work. Again, we also talked about a similar example before. So, is it get behind with, get down to, get on, get over, get up? We used get through, so don't think about it. We're not going to use it twice. Okay? You're not going to use it twice. So get behind with, get down to, get on, get over, or get up. What do you think? Let's read this example again, or let's read the question. If you don't do your homework, you will blank your work. That's the correct answer. You will get behind with your work. Now, do it yourself in your workbook, page 56, example number 1. The reported speech. What is the reported speech? It is when we tell someone what someone else has said. It is when you change the direct speech, what was said directly, into indirect speech, reporting what was said. Let's look at the picture right in front of us. Yesterday, I saw my friend Pamela. She told me that she got a promotion. So she told her yesterday, she remembers, but she's talking about it today. How does reported speech work? For example, the doctor said, you must rest. And that's the direct speech. That's direct. So when I go tell my friend, or my friend asks me, so what did the doctor say? I'm going to tell him, the doctor told me to rest. The doctor told me to rest. You can see the difference here. You must rest, and the doctor told me to rest. That's direct and indirect speech. More information about this. So reporting verb plus to plus verb infinitive plus sentence completion. And for the negative, we only add not before the to not to. Okay? For negative, we only add not before the to. It becomes not to. Let's look at this example here. You should go to bed early, his mother said. So it will be, his mother told him to go to bed early. His mother told him to go to bed early. And if we want to negate that sentence, it will be, his mother told him not to go to bed late. His mother told him not to go to bed late. You see the difference? So we want the same meaning, okay? Let's take another example here. Play football outside. So his father said. So his father told him to play football outside. His father told him to play football outside. And if we want to negate that sentence, we can say his father told him not to play football inside. His father told him not to play football inside. Let's take a look at this example. Don't neglect your duties, the captain said. We want to change into reported speech. Don't neglect your duties. Who said that phrase? Or who said that sentence? The captain, right? So we will do the following. The captain told his men not to neglect their duties. The captain told his men not to neglect their duties. Let's have another example. Study your lessons, the teacher said. Change into reported speech as well. So I'm going to tell you to study your lessons. So if you want to report that sentence, it will be, so the teacher told his or her students to study their lessons. Another example here, you should visit the doctor, his brother said. Complete. So he advised him. He represents the brother, right? So he advised him. I'm going to give you a minute to think about your answer. I gave you 2 examples and I want you to do it yourself. Try to think. He advised him. What did he say? You should visit the doctor. He advised him. Try to think. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do it. So he advised him to visit the doctor. He advised him to visit the doctor. We used to plus the verb plus the completion of the sentence. Okay? Simple? Now, one more. Don't eat junk food, said the dietitian. So we'll do the same thing. The dietitian told the patient, we have a negative, we have don't here, right? So we have to add, what do we have to add? Not, correct. So we have not to, then we add the verb, plus the completion of the sentence. So the dietitian told the patient not to eat junk food. Good job. From your workbook on page 56 as well, but this is exercise number 2. We want to put the following sentences into indirect speech using the words in the parentheses. For example, can you change the channel please? It's ask between the parentheses. Okay? Can you change the channel please? So he asked him to do what? He asked him to do what? Think about it. We used asked from the parentheses. So he asked him to change the channel. He asked him to change the channel. So we have to do the rest in exercise number 2, page 56 by yourself. Now, this is also exercise number 3 from your workbook, page 56. Make sentences using the words in parentheses. So we have a sentence and we have more words to it. We have teachers advise their students. So watch more educational programs. Watch more educational programs. Teachers advise their students. So it will be teachers advise their students to watch more educational programs. So teachers advise their students to watch more educational programs. So another example, don't watch television for more than 2 hours a day. Parents tell their children. So parents told their children. So we have a don't, so we have to change it to not to watch television for more than 2 hours a day. You can do the rest of your exercise by yourself. So, indefinite pronouns, a word that replaces a noun but without specifying what it replaces. For example, we have someone, somebody, something, or anyone, anybody, anything, everyone, everybody, everything, no one, nobody, nothing. So, someone or somebody or something used in positive sentences, it is used in request and offers. Anyone, anybody, or anything used in negative sentences and used in information questions. Everyone, everybody, and everything used to refer to all people related to a situation or group. No one, nobody, nothing used in positive sentences, but when there is nothing of that kind. For example, let's take a look at the multiple choice questions here. I thought it was my father calling, but it was else. So there's someone calling, right? But it's someone else. It's not my father, it's someone else. For the second question, blank wanted to come to the cinema with me. They wanted to go bowling. So does anybody want to go to the cinema? I don't think so. So nobody wanted to come to the cinema with me. They all wanted to go bowling. So you can go in your student book, page 65, exercise number 2, and you can do it yourself. Now, let's take a look at the language functions. When answering a language function questions, you must consider the following. 1. What would you say in the following situation? Not what would you do. 2. Put yourself in that exact situation. Think about it in your own personal thing. 3. Write a full grammatical sentence. Now let's take examples here. And any reasonable answer is acceptable. So your friend wants to know more details about the program that you're watching now. So what are you watching now? Give me more details. So the program talks about animals in Africa. Simple, reasonable, and acceptable, of course. The second question, your friend wants to know about tonight's episode. So this episode, or tonight's episode, is going to be about wildlife in Africa. Okay? Simple, straightforward, reasonable, and logical, of course. To summarize, we looked at the grammar for the phrasal verb with get, the reported speech, and the indefinite pronouns. Also, we looked at the language functions. Thank you for watching. Until next time.